My mother told me I was born near a bookstore. She said she had always read to me. Before you were born, Nena, as you grew inside of me, I would read to you nightly. She did not take education lightly. She sacrificed her blossoming years for me. You see, when we would sit in the house of God, she would write my letters in little dashes, and it was there where I learned how to pen my name and alphabet before I turned 3. You see, I grew up in a town where my mummy was the only one who sort of looked like me. She wanted me to get a proper education, not realizing the effect of living in a sort of isolation where you were the other and people labeled where you ate, the minority table. You see, my mummy had no degree, but she knew the letters would set me free from the chains that bore us down, from the island and the sugar, from the sweat and scrub, and my mummy believed in me. So I fell in love with words and watched the stories unfold. Even in the supermarket, she tugged my ear because I'd want to read all the signs and the stories for I read before I was 4. The written word continued to become alive. In my classes, I tended to read ahead, and in my history text, I was looking for the people that looked like me. You see, that town gave me this identity that I knew little of. Wait, it wasn't my real identity, not yet. For I would soon learn I was more than this label, minority. And then in the 7th grade, I saw these chapters titled Slavery, the Civil Rights Movement, Latinos in the U.S. I begged my teacher, when would we learn about this in class? And he told me, we would not get to it. There was no time. I just stared at him and ran to my seat, for I could not understand why he didn't want to teach the people that looked like me about the oppressed of color. But we learned of the Holocaust. I began to feel that this reading thing was a curse. For historical fiction became my favorite, but then I realized it gave me a view of the condition of my people, the truth, the wretched horror story. You see, my papa didn't look like no one else on our town either. But I still loved his skin and wished my skin to be darker like his. I didn't want to belong to that town. I wish that we were where the people that look like us, because at least living in that pit, I'd have others to help me climb the ladder. Rather than remain in these chains, our lives matter, but my country won't even claim me. These words just might have been a curse. For now, I'm only left with one course: to read, share, and teach how to survive in our bodies unleashed. Woo!